navigation screen is still flipping in and out. Going 60 miles an hour right now. We probably will be running into some traffic soon. I know there's a little, you can see up ahead, there's a little bit of a slowdown before the next construction area. Navigate on Autopilot is just completely freaking out right now. Disengaging, re-engaging, completely lost with the GPS. Now it thinks we're on the local lane and then on the on-ramp. Maybe I should turn it off, let it chill for a little bit, because I know all we're going is straight until we get down to Irvine. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be going down from Los Angeles down to Irvine, California in this morning rush hour traffic. And the difference with today's video is that it's raining today in Los Angeles. So we're going to see how Autopilot does in these weather conditions, and we'll see how long it's going to take us to get down there. Because with traffic, it's 7:42 a.m. and to go 43 miles, it's going to take 1 hour and 22 minutes. So let's jump on the road and get in the video. All right, so no surprise here. Of course, there's traffic. I'm going to throw it on Autopilot and we are good. It's also on auto windshield wipers, so we can really see how the wipers do today in this weather. I've really only used the wipers a handful of times, maybe 2 or 3 times since I've gotten the car, because it just does not rain in Los Angeles at all. Nor have I used Autopilot in the rain at all either. So I'm going to switch out of this lane because I know this lane gets congested a little bit, and then I'm going to turn on Autopilot. Another thing I did do pretty recently was I installed the door seal kits and the noise reduction kits for the roof and the front and rear doors, and the front trunk and the rear trunk. Besides that, Autopilot wants to get into the right lane so he can follow its route. Looks like got a good amount of room, so we're going to go ahead and make the change pretty easy. I do also have, I just bought a Samsung T5 portable SSD, so I'm going to go ahead and install that at the same time. I had a pure Tesla SD drive before, but unfortunately with the new update, it basically rendered some of those useless. So just went ahead and upgraded. So Autopilot wants me to get into the right lane again. Let's go ahead, trigger that. It looks like there's no cars in the right lane, so it should be pretty easy. So I guess the wipers don't like to wipe the windshield at all. You can see there's a bunch of rain on the top. I guess this is why people complain that the wipers suck. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on manual really quickly. Interesting, so poor weather detected. Navigate on Autopilot is unavailable. So as you can see there, it quickly turned off Navigate on Autopilot and then switched it back on. So Autopilot will probably still stay engaged, but it's the Navigate on Autopilot, which is the directions and the following of the route. Looks like that disengaged quickly. All right, so we're increasing speed to 55 miles an hour. So we're cruising at about 50 miles an hour. The left lane seems to be going a little bit faster, so we're going to go ahead and tell Autopilot some time to engage. The question was last on one of my last videos on why I let it sit pending for a little bit on the pending lane change. It's because people are so aggressive in Los Angeles, and probably people are aggressive anywhere on any highway, is that I kind of know how much distance Autopilot needs before I can actually auto lane change. So I leave it pending for a bit until I know that it can make the change, and then I tell it to make the change. So it's basically about the same work as me driving, but then I just engage the Autopilot to go ahead and make the lane change. So I just hit it, but then I think it disengaged me there. So yeah, in the lane going 48 miles an hour, we're going to increase some speed to 54. So there again, it just turned off Autopilot. Well, actually it turned off Navigate on Autopilot. It seems that if you guys been watching the navigation screen, it seems to be flipping and rotating a lot because I guess it's confused in this weather, where the GPS and the satellites with the clouds is somehow confused on where we're actually traveling. So let's go ahead and get out from behind this truck, go into the left lane, pretty smooth, no hesitation on that one. Left lane seems to be going faster still, so let's go ahead and go in the left lane again. Pretty smooth, no hesitation on that one either. Of course, there was no cars on the left side. Okay, we're going 64 miles an hour. Navigation screen is still flipping in and out. We're on 60 miles an hour right now. We probably will be running into some traffic soon. I know there's a little, you can see up ahead, there's a little bit of a slowdown before the next construction area. Now the autopilot, navigate on autopilot is just completely freaking out right now. Disengaging, re-engaging, completely lost with the GPS. Now it thinks we're on the local lane and then on the on-ramp. Maybe I should turn it off, let it chill for a little bit, because I know all we're going is straight until we get down to Irvine. Alright, so I went ahead and just turned off navigate on autopilot because it was just still kind of completely freaking out. Maybe I'll try and reset the computer so that it can stop flipping out. Alright, we're slowing down to some traffic, going down to 13 to 14 miles an hour. Looks like it's pretty consistent, like every 20 or 10 seconds it just does its rotational thing. There it is again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No? Oh, there it is. Oh, we're just floating through the streets. Yeah, I definitely think a reboot is in order to try and fix this. As far as what version this is V10, version 10, or version 10.1. I just noticed that. 2019.36.2.1. There is a new version. There is a newer version that has been released, and there are a couple people that have already gotten it already, but I have not gotten it just yet. I'm trying to flip between the software. Supposedly there's a trick where you can kind of flip advanced and standard, and it will come back up. But nope, not yet. Car software is up today. We're going at 49 miles an hour. We're about to head into our first construction-ish zone. It just has concrete barriers, so anytime I see the concrete barriers, I feel like that should be considered a construction zone because it's editing the roads a little bit. So since the Tesla navigation system has been messing up, I'm going to switch to Waze to continue our route. Alright, so hanging a little bit to the right there, I would say. Maybe it's just because I wasn't ready for that. Kind of hanging to a little bit of the left on that right turn there. I do wonder if they're ever going to make those edits in which, for when you're on autopilot and you're making a right turn or a left turn, it stays more into the lane than reacting a little late and kind of adjusting already, and you sway into the lane. Okay, so we're coming up on the second construction area, or construction zone, where autopilot can get a little bit confused just because of the old lines of the highway. So we're going to leave it on autopilot, but we're definitely going to monitor this area to see how it does. Typically I see it messing up in the bright sun at higher speeds. We're only going 40 miles an hour, so it should be completely fine. in being able to recognize the other cars and the lines on the road. Okay, so this is an area, we just exited out of the construction zone. This is an area where we can probably get up to 80 miles an hour. Probably not today because of the added traffic. We're only going 63 miles an hour right now. I'm gonna get, whoa. Autopilot didn't, oh. 2 hesitations from Autopilot. I guess it thinks the trucks are gonna come into this lane. So days like these is when I really wish I had my HOV purple sticker. I'm waiting to apply for it, wait until the year ends, and then I can get it so that I have it for 4 total years instead of 3 and some change. Because if you get it this late in this year, you're not going to get it. You only get it for the end of this year plus 3 years instead of the rest of next year plus 3 years. Okay, we're just completely stopped now. Autopilot really wants to get into the right lane, so it just slowed down to 5 miles an hour and really increased the gap between us and the Prius. So I just manually accelerated there because the gap was just getting bigger and bigger, and now it's just not, okay, I'm just gonna have to it does not want to stay in this lane for some reason at all, and really wants to go into the right lane, even though we're staying on this highway for the next 13 miles. So let's try that again. Okay, Autopilot is definitely freaking out right now. He wants to get in the right lane for no reason because we're still continuing on this lane for another 13 miles. And it keeps slowing down because it just wants to get into that lane and is just waiting for my confirmation to move over. Alright, so we just got out of the traffic there. Autopilot's still freaking out, or sorry, navigation is still freaking out. It's still doing its flippy 360 thing. I haven't restarted it yet because I don't want to do it while I'm driving, per se. Autopilot wants me to get off one of the next exits, take a side road, and then come back, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go straight because it doesn't really seem like it's going to save too much time. Alright, slowing down to 30 miles an hour, 39 miles an hour. Gonna overtake Autopilot here because Autopilot's gonna be way too conservative. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do now is, since Autopilot is gonna be a little bit too conservative in this kind of rainy weather, I'm gonna take over manually from the end of the drive just so I can try and get to my destination and not be late. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like if you enjoyed this video and comment below your experiences with Autopilot in the rain. I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.